Hey there. Today you just tuned in with Fishing with Pecan. Today I'm going to go over fluorocarbons. Few of the myths, few of the things you're probably doing wrong with your fluorocarbons. Number one thing I see with a lot of people that they do wrong is they never store their line properly. As you can see here, I got all my fluorocarbons in here, and I typically keep them in this little Tupperware container. As you may notice, I came over here to this right-hand compartment of my boat, and the reason I keep my line in that compartment is because that's the compartment I use the least. I don't really open it a lot, so typically this is out of the sunlight, it's in the shade, it's in the cool line. Number two killers with your line is heat and sunlight. They're bad for it. Don't leave your line out like that. You may even notice a lot of the old timers, a lot of them, they still keep their line in the refrigerator. And I used to do it. I'm out on the road a lot more, so I typically keep all my line with me in case I need to re-spool or something. Another big thing is your rods. One thing I always hear about with fluorocarbon is the guy went to make a cast with a jerkbait. He popped a rod one time and his line broke like 80 yards of line off. And it's probably because you left your rod out on your deck of your boat. I always keep my rods in the rod locker. They're out of sunlight there. And a lot of people don't know it, but typically whenever you're going to and from the lake, when you pull your line out of the water and it's still wet, the air and stuff kind of dries the top of that line off. But deep down in the spool, it's still wet. And what happens there is the sunlight passes through that fishing line, gets down midway in the spool, hits that water, and it starts to dry rot the line. So that's the reason you're probably breaking off about 80 yards every month or so. Another big thing is when people tie their knots, and this is probably one of the worst knots that people tie, that they don't do it right. And that's going to be your polymer knot. And I'm going to teach you how to tie a polymer knot in another video. I'm going to also teach you a uni knot and why would you want these knots over any others. So hit the subscribe button. We got a couple more fishing videos coming out, more how-tos. Heading to Smith Lake here in next couple weeks. Got a Bassmaster Southern Open down there. Gonna hope I do good, and wish everybody luck out on the water.